Alright guys, I've had a lot of questions on GitHub and why we use it and how to leverage it for a portfolio. I'm going to be brief here and kind of just getting it set up. You can go on and on for hours, if not days, on all the features of GitHub. We're just using it as a way to show publicly our Python codes. So Python is one of the hard skills that we really emphasize for all of our students to get. Now, just saying you can do it doesn't mean anything. We need to show it. So what better way to show it than to use GitHub? It is pretty common in the workforce, and so it's just a great tool to get familiar with and something to use almost every day. I highly encourage students to start at it at the beginning, and we'll get to why later. There's a book called Python Crash Course. I encourage everybody to dive into it, do a chapter a day, and upload your code into GitHub. All right, so once you make your account, and I'm going to walk you through how to set up an account, and same as every other account, you'll come to a page like this. Let's quickly go to our profile. All right, it's boring and ugly right here. Not much to it. So let's pretty it up. We're going to edit our profile right here. I'm going to put my name, Reed, add bio, network engineer, looking for new opportunities, Python. We'll talk about making that better later. Pronouns, not really my thing. Company, where I work. Location, USA. You can fill out your email address, your website. This should be your portfolio. Social media account, you should put in your LinkedIn right there. I'm not sure if that's going to take those invalid addresses, but it's not a valid social URL. You'll put your actual one right there. Same with your portfolio, will be something that ends in .com. But you understand that's how we're going to fill it out. All right, always change the profile picture. You don't want to look completely amateur with the default image right there. I had previously set mine up for GitHub picture. Oh, look at that beautiful face. There we go. Now we're ready to go, right? All right, same thing here. Tell us about yourself, name, or you just fill out all this information about yourself, making you attractive to hire, so somebody stumbles across your profile, they can find the information they need to. Now, to the meat of it, we're going to go to our profile right here. And so you're going to write a code. I like to use Visual Code Studio for my projects. We'll dive more into the details of that later, but you come up with the most basic project here. Hello world, my first Python code. Doesn't really matter right there. But what we're going to do to get our code up here, assume we've already written some line of code and we just want to show off for it. So we're going to create a new repository. My repository name, I'm going to do a password generator right there. A simple password generator I created in Python. Boom, add a README file right here, and we are ready to create our repository. This repository is just kind of a fancy word for our code. All right, so I am ready to add my code right here. Actually, for this right here, let's go to add a file and create a new file. All right, so like I said, I use Visual Code Studio. Pulled it up right here. This is a simple password generator I created. Output, if I run the output, boom, it gave me a password right here that I could use. I want a different one. Run the code again, boom, it works. We got letters, numbers, symbols, uppercase, lowercase, etc. So it's a password generator that we've created right there. I am simply going to copy it, simply going to paste it in there. Now I need to name this. So I have my password generator. You know, you can have different files going into the same project, but since it's the only one, we'll just call it main right there. Commit my changes. Add a description, kind of already did earlier. Python random password generator. There we go. I'm going to commit my change right here. Boom. So now, if I wanted to view it again, here is my code. Boom, boom, boom. Go back. I'm going to add a little README. This is wherever you can kind of show off. Simple password generator I created in Python. I also created a YouTube video explaining my code found at copy and paste my link right there, and you could go on, explain it. It would be great to go into more detail right there, but for now, in the sake of what we're trying to do, we're just going to be brief. So now I can commit my changes. We don't need any more extended description. If you're actually doing your real project, you might want to go into more detail. So now, here it is. Here's the YouTube video wherever I explained it. That's pretty exciting. If you ever are extremely bored, feel free to watch it. Right there. And now, if I go to my profile, which is what other people who stumble across my resume will see, they will see my password generator. And if they click on my public password generator repository, they can see the things that I created right here. I highly encourage a better README file on this because that can really kind of grab their attention right there. But for the sake of this video, and I was trying to keep it under 10 minutes and we're cutting it close, we're not going to do that. So now you do that. The one thing I want to touch on and why I want you to start on this now, today's date, I get a beautiful green square because I put a contribution in my account today on Thursday, January 23rd. You can't cheat on that. You can't crash course this at the end. So you need to put a little bit in each day. There's tons of programs. I recommend Python Crash Course. You do a chapter a day, you put that code in, and now over, for example, our course, the 90 days, you have filled 3 months up, full of these green squares. Nobody's really going to go into that much detail on what you did, but they're impressed when they see 90 squares up there. So something great, something easy. This is why we do it. And I highly encourage you guys to get on this if you haven't already. Get started. I did this in less than 10 minutes. I understand the actual Python code would take significantly longer the first time you're learning it, but I literally also have hello world. But you know what? It gave me a green square and it filled this up and it makes it look a little bit better. So get on it. Python's really cool. You can lose hours of your life just stumbling into it, trying to come up with bigger and cooler projects. But yeah, I hope this helps and I hope you guys get something out of it.